Hello and welcome to Paper Plays Julie K.
Thanks so much for stopping by and checking out my latest project. And today I'll be sharing with you a number of Easter cards that I created and maybe a couple of spring themed ones thrown in. Some of them are more elaborate and a few of them are a little bit more clean and simple. And so I will just share all of them in this video. And I used the Heartfelt Creations Flowering Dogwood collection. I did pick this collection up a couple of years ago at a rummage sale that our local craft store puts on, where people are able to sell items from their stash that they no longer want. And I found this really pretty paper pad. It is very Easter themed. It is religious themed. And so you can see a few scraps that I have left in here, but they do have a lot of doves. There's some churches in this. There's some crosses, you know, some nice little script in here like "He First Loved Us." Those kind of things are in here. And so what I ended up doing is just cutting up some of these sheets. They have a lot of sheets in here that have nice little images that you can layer and use in cards. And so that's what I did. And then I just used some of the background papers for the backgrounds. And then of course I added a few, some cardstock from my stash also. And so that is the paper that I use. And as far as any die cuts that I use a couple from Spellbinders. And then I think I have maybe one in here too that I use from Cottage Cuts. But if you see a particular die that I use on a card and you want to know specifically what the name of it is and the company, just leave that in your comments and I will let you guys know. So here's the first card that I created. It does measure 7 by 7. This one is an easel card. All of the square ones that I will be showing you are easel cards, so you can prop them up like this. At the end of the video, I will do a quick little head-on, either a photo or a quick video of what they all look like head-on, so you guys can see that if you are interested. But here's this first one. And this one was the first couple layers were cardstock. This one is part of the paper collection. And of course, this gorgeous image of this dove is also part of the paper collection. I went ahead and die cut some crosses, added some gorgeous flowers here in the corner just to make a little flower spray. Added the word blessings with the little banner piece there. This was die cut out. Again, that was a Spellbinders die. I think the Cottage Cuts one is the blessings. Otherwise, all the other dies are Spellbinders. And again, this one does open up. And then on the inside of all my cards, there were little sentiments in this paper collection. And so this one says Easter greetings. And I just added 2 little cross rhinestone stickers that I had in there. And so that's the first card. Here is the second card that I created. And this one, again, just layering with the paper. Again, I used some of my dies from Spellbinders and added the crosses and this little background one. And again, I layered some flowers in the corners. Some of these flowers do come from Craft Supplies For You. Like this pretty blue one I know is a Craft Supply For You flower. And some of the white ones are also from Craft Supplies For You. And then this one I also chose to add some teardrop trim around the edges just to make it look really pretty. And this one again also just props up as easel called. This one just says blessings, and then again I added those rhinestone stickers to that one. Here is the next one that I created. This is such a pretty paper collection, especially for those of you who like to make Easter cards. Again, I just did some flower clusters on the corners. And again, a lot of the flowers do come from Craft Supplies For You. The only ones that don't are these larger ones up here that I had in my stash. And then these calla lilies I had in my stash also. But this whole little cluster here is Craft Supplies For You. And again, I just layered some cardstock and paper from the paper collection and then put this gorgeous image of the crosses. And then when you open it up, it just says Easter greetings. And then again, I added those rhinestone stickers to that one. The next card that I created is this one. And I don't remember who the cutting die is, but I can look that up if you guys want to know. So just put that in the comments if you want to know. It might be like a memory box or a Poppy Stamps cutting die. But again, I layered up pieces of the paper collection and cardstock from my stash. In the corner, I did a huge flower cluster. Everything but this blue one and this larger white flower are craft supplies for you. These darker blue ones, and then the rosebuds are craft supplies for you. And then I also added a little bit of beads hanging off of there. And then this one, when you open it up, it says sending you Easter wishes. The next two that I'll share with you guys are actually shakers that I created. When I started cutting up this paper, some of them said, oh, this, you know, they screamed in my head that they'd be perfect to make shakers once you cut out the images. So I cut out this because it was already layered nicely on the paper. And so I just cut out the bird right here and layered it underneath with the acetate on top and the shaker elements inside of it. So this one does say sending you Easter wishes, and all the flowers on this one are craft supplies for you. But I do love the shaker element of this one, and the bird is so pretty. It's just a beautiful paper collection. I also added a little cross rhinestone right there. And then when you open it up on the inside, this one just says Happy Easter, and I added a couple of flat back pearls from my stash. So that is the first shaker card. Here is the last shaker card that I created, and this one's probably the most decorated card that I created. This one has a couple different layers of the teardrop trim. I added flat back pearls to the corners, some more flower clusters. All of these flowers are craft supplies for you on this one. I added this little sentiment that says spring is in the air, a little banner piece. That one was cut out with a Spellbinders die. And again, it is a shaker. And when you open this one up, it just says Happy Easter, and I have a couple more flat back pearls in that one. This one is probably my favorite card that I created out of all of them. And then this one, and then also, of course, I really love this one too with a bird. I just really love that flower cluster. So those are probably my two favorite ones that I created. And so those are the larger, more decorated cards that I created. And then I also created a little bit more basic cards with leftover pieces that I had sitting on my desk after I created those cards. This one just says Hello Spring. I just did a little bit of paper layering with the card, with the paper collection. I had a die cut, and then I added the word Hello Spring from the paper collection. I haven't done anything on the insides of these yet. Again, from the paper collection, and this one does say He First Loved Us. I really wanted to put some flowers on this one, but I did try to create a couple of flat cards just because they are easier to mail. So I did keep some of them clean and simple. This one I did go ahead and add some flowers that says a joyous Easter on that one. This one says blessings. Spring is in the air. And this one I had some little paper Prima butterflies that kind of matched that I added on this one. Otherwise, again, it's just all layering with the paper collection. Another kind of more clean and simple one. And then here was the last card that I created. This one I just did kind of the lacy oval here, added one cross, and then the Easter blessings, and layered the paper on there. Thanks again so much for watching. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day and happy crafting.